by the reaction of the West, and especially of Europe, and especially Western Europe. This is something I could not predict. I mean, I could not predict that a genocide of that magnitude, with that visibility, with that kind of cruelty, would not steer any of the important members of the political elites of the West to have a second thought about their support for Israel, about their responsibility for the suffering of the Palestinians. It was this kind of spectrum that we have between total indifference to condoning the Israelis is so narrow, and shows such moral cowardness of the politicians, because I'm sure that they know what's going on. It's not that they don't know. They know what's going on. And I'm knowing some of them, not personally necessarily, but knowing what they're doing, knowing their positions, it's very clear that they take a conscious decision not to get involved because they fear for their political career, not because they are particularly bad people who like to see genocide happening, but they are the worst kind of people. We know from all these philosophers who tell us that evil exists not only by those who perpetrate it, but by also those who don't do anything against it. And we are talking here about people who could do something against it. This is something that surprised me. But even more surprising, and I think we should talk about it, is if you are able, and I'm able from time to time, to talk to intellectuals, academics, politicians in this country, and in the continent, and in the United States, who still support Israel. People who are educated, knowledgeable, very articulate. And on every other subject in the world, you would respect the way they talk, the knowledge that they bring with them, and you learn something. When it comes to Israel, some of the most sophisticated, articulate, whether politicians or journalists or academics, become such imbeciles who parrot the Israeli script without any criticism, without any of the faculties that they have whenever they examine anything else in the world. This is something that has to be analyzed. I wrote too many books, otherwise I would have written a book about it. It's really something to write a book about it. I call it, it's moral stupidity. This is unbelievable. I mean, the Germans are the worst. I mean, I don't know if any of you had conversation with German intellectuals why they support Israel even today. This is so embarrassing, and it's even more embarrassing in German. I understand German. It sounds even worse in German. But it's not better here in many ways. And this is something that needs to be analyzed. It's just, you are willing to degrade yourself as a thinker, as a researcher, as a journalist, as a political, in order to satisfy what? In order to satisfy a state that commits daily genocide. And you're willing even to destroy the international legal system for that, and so on. Maybe 500 pages of lobbying for Zionism is not enough to explain.
600.
To explain.
This book.
Yeah.